Slade's here with the Senior Pickleball Report powered by TNC Network. Let's get it going. All right, today we talk with the Pickleball Addict. But before we get to that, hey, consider subscribing to the channel if you like the content. Check out all our discounts and links in the description, everything from paddles to shoes. Subscribe to our newsletter for your daily fix of pickleball news, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And hey, stay tuned because some pretty cool stuff coming here. All right, let's talk to the Pickleball Addict. All right. Hey, we have Vivian from the Pickleball Addict. Welcome to the Senior Pickleball Report, Vivian.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here and talk pickleball.
Right on, right on. Love the shirt. Love the shirt.
Here, just so everyone could see.
Got my own from her. Got the hat. She was kind enough to send me the shirt she has on as a tee, and then the Dink Floyd, and obviously just Dink. Yeah. So let's talk about how you got into this game, because obviously it's a global sensation, and you are out of Ontario. Is that correct? That general area?
Yeah. Ontario, Canada. It's different for us here because when I started in November, there was still a little bit of there was a tiny bit of snow that was already melted on the perimeter of the tennis courts that I learned how to play on.
Mm-hmm.
And I just fell in love with the game. I came from tennis, and I loved everything about this game. I loved the verbiage. I mean, how can you too much there to bite on. And one thing that I have noticed is that this sport is like no other. The camaraderie is off the hook. Yeah. And I think I attribute that to the space, like the distance between, let's say, myself, if I'm serving, to my opponents, because they can hear me.
Right.
So it's interesting because I'm the most myself on that pickleball court.
Oh, right on. Yeah. And you've been playing a very short time. I mean, in general terms, you've been playing well under a year at this point. Yeah. So, how did that happen? You just stumble across the game and go, oh, I want to try this?
For months and months, a friend of mine said, you need to try pickleball. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And I thought, oh, that's an old woman's sport. And I'm not an old woman. I'm just, pumping iron, and I'm doing my Pilates, my boxing classes. And, this was something special. I became friends with people. I was able to smack talk,
Right.
but it was like a kind of smack talk. And it was just, let's try to get them off their game. So if we're down, let's say, we're playing up till 11. I don't know. Is that how you guys do it in America?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. In America, we play to 11.
Yeah. That was big. So, if we're losing, like my teammate and I were losing like 8-5 or something, I'd be at the net, and, my partner would be getting the serve, and I'd say, oh, they're scared that we're going to make an epic comeback in Sports Center, like your ESPN or whatever.
Right.
They're going to be here. It's going to be gripping. And I'm like trying to throw people off their game in a way, because I'm so uber competitive. Sometimes
that's funny. Yeah. Sometimes it does work. Yeah. Because I've never played a game that was so streaky. Like, you can be up and you can win a game 11-1 and then lose 11-1 the next game. Like, it's unbelievable, the momentum shifts in this game. And I played a game that was a big momentum shift game, which was volleyball for years. But this is ridiculous. I mean, the shift is and sometimes you just I can't stop this. They just keep scoring.
Yeah. Something I accumulated, which I never had in any other sport, was I have this like, and I apologize to not be politically correct. I don't know if you're going to have to out, but I have like swearing Tourette's when it comes. Yeah. Like, well, hit a ball, like, I'll get a lob and I'm going to want to smash it so friggin' hard. Yeah. And I smash and it goes into the net and I'm devastated. So drop an F-bomb here or there,
Yeah. We have a woman that we play with who she's trained basically in library science and things like that. And she's the sweetest, nicest person you would ever meet. And we were literally playing like for the first time. And I've never heard the words coming out of her mouth. I was like, are you a sailor? Are you a pirate? Like, what is happening? And she was like, she goes, I'm really, really competitive. I go, I know, but we've been playing like 20 minutes for the first time ever. And you are so hard on yourself with this. I'm like, we don't even know what we're doing yet. Yep. But it took her a long time and she still catches herself, but she's improved a great deal. But she's like, because we have a playground next to the courts and there's kids on it.
Yeah. You have to be careful. But I mean, the same applies to me. I was playing in a group like inside a gymnasium, and the guy's such a sweet guy. He's maybe 10 to 15 years my senior. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. It's irrelevant. But the point is, he says to me, Vivian, you sound like a truck driver. I said to him, well, that's interesting, Barry. If I was a man, would you say that? And he put his lips and he said, likely not. And I said, and there you go. So I'm just me, but when I'm playing in a league, like in a ladder or league or whatever the case, people actually have complained about me.
And I can see that. Well, if you play in a tournament too, you're probably going to get, carded.
So now I do the, Rafael Nadal, like the Rafa pump.
Right.
So that's what I do now. I'm so much better. I just pump my fist and that's it. And I move on and I breathe and it's all good.
Well, at least you're not pulling your underwear out of your butt like he does. Do the pump.
Here, I'm going to do pull a Rafa, but he's one of my favorites. Like, the sweat and then
the sweat.
But
he's got all the ticks. I love him too.
Yeah. But now,
so how do you make a leap though from, obviously taking up a sport, roughly 10 months ago to getting into a business with it? Because that's a jump and, it's a rather quick jump. So talk about the process first from the idea state and then actually, implementing it, making it become something tangible.
So while I was playing, I noticed that, I was always wearing the same thing. And that would be a black tank top, shorts or, the Lululemon pants, like whatever, stretch with pockets because I always had my phone on me for some reason. I don't know. And I wanted to count my steps. So, but I never had like any kind of slogans. And so I thought to myself with the verbiage, like I started looking around and nothing existed. And I'm a huge, huge fan of music. I love Springsteen. Love the Grateful Dead and now Dead and Company until I don't know if it's their final tour. I'm not really.
Not according to John. He just said they're done for a little while. So
yeah, here and there, they're going to have a concert and I'm definitely going to go. But I started thinking, Grateful Dead, Grateful Dink. Wouldn't that be so cute for the deadheads who play pickleball like me?
Right.
He's like Jerry Bears. And then started kind of snowballing into, oh my God, Floyd, like Pink Floyd to me, it's a masterpiece. Every single song is a masterpiece.
Right.
I don't love the political views, but that's okay. It's fine. So I did like the shirt you're wearing, Floyd, The Boss, I'm a big Bruce fan too. And I think his album cover was Born to Run. And so I did Born to Dink. And then cute. And, Bruce fans are into it. And I just thought to myself, there are so many slogans and euphemisms that tie us all together. So, it's so hard to get off that pickleball court.
Right.
Just one more pickleball game. Come on. Something like
that's the big one.
That's the big one. There's another one. I think you have the hat.
I do have the hat. Correct. Just dink it.
Just dink it. Then I started getting into my girl powerness. And then so this says, I'll read it to you just because I can't remember each and every one. There's so many. Pickleball girl, same as a normal girl, just much cooler. See also brave and awesome. So
I love it.
Yeah, and I have the male version of this.
Yeah.
Just think it and what. My favorite is one of my favorites. They're all my.
Don't get smashed. Nice. Very cool.
And then I noticed there were a lot of people who were of an older vintage than me, and Italian, Jewish, Canadian, and they're all referred to grandma and grandpa has a reference of nonna, nono, babi, zadie, grandma, grandpa. So if you go on my website, you'll also see a bunch of slogans that are geared to grandma and grandpa. And
right. You must have had a serious brainstorming sessions for a lot of this stuff. I mean, running her past the hubby.
Flowing. And then what happened was I went to Atlanta. Was it Atlanta? I went to 5 Grateful Dead and Company shows.
Okay.
And for those in your audience who don't know, it's a whole experience. So just get the amphitheater or the concert venue, you're bumper to bumper, but you're next to like-minded people. So your windows are rolled up, everyone's playing the same music, and it's amazing camaraderie. Then you get in and there's something called shakedown. And I would describe it. Would you say it's like a flea market almost?
I would say it's close to a flea market is describing it for people here in the US. I don't know what the term would be, but obviously you just use it. So probably the same up there, but I would say flea market's pretty close.
So it's like this flea market. And we, in Pittsburgh, a bunch of my friends and I, we parked our cars on the outskirts of the flea market, Shakedown Street.
Right.
I had my pickleball paddles, and a friend of mine who always plays, we just started, hitting right behind Shakedown. And I thought, this is the merge of the two things that I love. And I wasn't high or anything at the time, but I'm not playing, but I'm just, paddle hitting,
volley it back and forth, pepper it back and forth.
And you have Shakedown Street in the background, and I was just very, very happy. And this is who, the company represents who I am. And it's a necessity of, you want to play, but you want to send a message.
Right. Right. And the first step is admitting that you're an addict. So good for you.
Oh boy. So on the money. I would come home after, 2 hours, and then someone would call me and say, "Oh, we're playing tonight. Want to join?" Yeah, of course. And then I thought to myself, I am addicted to this game, and I'm the pickleball addict. And the pickleball addict was born.
Right on. And so let's talk about some of the other stuff you have, because you just don't have shirts and hats. You have some pretty cool stuff to put your gear in as well. So let's see some of that, because it's classic stuff.
This is my favorite, only because, again, this was born out of necessity. I'm huge into fashion and, the utility of things. And I thought to myself, I went to, do you guys have a Sports Check or Sporting Life or one of those sports stores where you can get everything?
Yes. There's a few of them. Yeah.
Okay. So I went to Sports Check. On sale were 2 Prince rackets, 3 balls in a case. Okay. So that's how I started off. I had a case, and the case was a see-through, front, and the
plastic
back was
thing. Yeah.
exactly. And
Correct.
that's carry everything in: my keys, my gum, my sunscreen. And then I thought to myself, you know what? I can do better than this. So I started online, and I didn't find what I was looking for.
So you created it. New paddle company, Pickle, PCKL, great paddle line, great price points. Anything you want, from starter paddle to intermediate to a pro series high level paddle. Check them out. Get 15% off using my discount code. Pickle. It's the future.
Are you looking to stay up to date on the latest pickleball news and tips? Look no further than the Sleeves Senior Pickleball Report newsletter. Get the scoop on the sport, learn how to stay healthy while playing, and find out about upcoming tournaments. Subscribe now to get all the pickleball info you need.
So then the pickleball bag was born.
Ah, that's beautiful.
So thank you. So this is our camo bag. It's a very good seller. It has room for your paddle.
Right
or
on.
You can even put 2 paddles in there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can wear it like so. Or you have a long cross. You can wear this crossbody or like a purse.
Right.
Yeah, however you do what you want.
Right on.
And then inside there are 2 mesh water bottle holders.
Okay.
And a zip compartment for all of your stuff, like money, keys, cell phone, whatever you need. And
right.
I also have another style, which is like this. I don't know if you can see the
the pattern.
So they're all made from neoprene, which is basically like, I don't know if you can see the holes. I'm going to do it real.
There you go. That's beautiful. It reminds me of like Pan Am Airlines in the 70s, kind of that real cool, like, hey, I'm a flight attendant.
And it's cool. And this is actually like a timeless, classy kind of color.
Yeah.
And then this is more like,
these are great. Look at that.
Orange. And I'm going to get more in that are suitable for what I call our Canadian winter, which are darker colors.
Okay. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. Because come October, November, carrying around, nobody wears white here in those months.
Right.
So I'm going to go a little darker with some black, black bags that have, accents of different colors and,
Yeah. So how long you been up and running?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say like 4 months, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Just getting into it. So obviously you've looked at things like hats and t-shirts. You got some bags. I believe you have some mugs on your site and things like that. Yeah. Obviously probably always thinking like, what's next? How does that work though? Like when you come up with something, let's say like a bag like that, and you come up with the idea and the design, how long before you go, okay, this is what we're going to do. I have the idea. Here's what it looks like. How long till it gets into a place where somebody can buy it for you generally?
So I would say approximately 3 to 4 weeks. 3 weeks.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah. And once you I bring these pickleball bags to the courts, to one of the leagues I'm in, and the ladies are going nuts. They literally are giving me money. And then So I say to them, "Oh, want to come to my car with me? I've got the product in the car." It's like a movie product, like as if I was a drug dealer or something, you know, like contraband. They're very popular, and the evolution of it really happened organically, and I'm over the moon, and I love it, and I love what I do, and that's a gift in itself.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. If you enjoy it, and obviously you're making really cool, fun, beautiful products, and you get to see people's faces once they receive it, like mine and everybody else at the court.
So what was the response? What did you
Well,
hear?
I live in a general area. I don't know if I've told you much about my life, but I live very remotely off grid. I live in a yurt. So I have a lot of people who, what I would call, live alternative lifestyles around me. And so they love, obviously, bands like The Dead and like Floyd. And my neighbor, young lady, she's like, well, I don't really want to play pickleball, but maybe I have to just to get those shirts because she just loves them. So the next shirt I have idea for you, because we have a huge amount of people around here that like the band Fish. So if you can do a Fish shirt eventually, you'd probably get some sales here.
Oh yeah. Trey actually, I think, played with Trey, the singer of Fish.
Yep.
I believe he played for the Grateful, like Dead and Co. before they acquired John Mayer.
Correct. Yes, he did. I don't know how many shows he did, but he did some shows with them for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Talented dude, obviously. Holy cow, that whole band's ridiculous as well.
Oh my gosh. So. Like that genre is just mind flooring. The musician of these talented artists, they blow me away. And it's gonna. And that's another beautiful thing. Like you go to these shows and you see, kids, teenagers, 20s, 30s. It's everyone's welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go back a little bit about just pickleball in general. Because, in the US, it is just, obviously it's exploding. It's gangbusters. Everybody's investing in things. You have professional investment from, the celebrity class and the billionaire class. Now you have people opening up facilities, and obviously people getting into apparel. They're filling shopping malls that were abandoned with courts here. And at some point I'm like, can this just go on for is it going to burst? Is the bubble going to burst? What's going on in Canada?
So it's a seasonal thing here outdoors. So for us here, the interesting thing is finding an indoor space, because we have a very long winter and fall. Like fall, look, if it's raining, we can't play. So from about October to April, May, you're inside of a gym.
Sure.
Okay. So almost every single public school has, like, the lines, like the basketball lines of the gym have been changed. Painted on white. You've got the kitchen, you've got this, you've got that.
Right.
Then you have facilities that are opening that are dedicated pickleball facilities that are indoor, dedicated in facilities, because even in the summer, not everyone wants to contend with the wind, the sun, the elements. So there's that factor. But outside, when I play, I go to what used to be tennis courts.
Mm-hmm.
Still are, but nobody plays tennis anymore.
No,
it's comical, because you get onto these courts and tennis players could come and they can play, but it's all pickleball.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can see this. Well, we're a little bit of a microcosm where I am. Like, obviously I live in the middle of nowhere, but there are two dilapidated tennis courts from the 1970s about 5 miles from me. And I live in a valley of about 300 people. And, those tennis courts would get used, but then, it was a small group of people, and pickleball comes around, and it's one of those things. It's like, oh, what is that? What is that? And we put lines down, and, a lot of the tennis guys now are playing pickleball, and I could see I could see a little bit of just from the microcosm I live in, because it's like, all of a sudden there's this new set of lines on a court. There's new people playing a different game. And, this tennis has been established for a very, very long time. So it's an interesting thing to watch. And I'm fascinated to see kind of where it goes.
Yeah, I think the evolution of it is so interesting, like from a socioeconomic perspective as well.
Right.
The golf and tennis sports typically are more expensive to play. Like, let's face it.
For sure.
But you can grab a paddle and a ball, and you pay like a $5 fee at least here, and you play. Go to a drop-in, it's nothing. It's just, I won't say nothing, but comparably at least.
Yeah. You can put it in your driveway. You can buy a temporary net and put lines in your driveway. That's, I think, the thing that's really grabbed a lot of people is you can set up stuff anywhere. You see people in the airport waiting for their flight, hitting over chairs.
Yeah. You can hit over anything. I just spent a weekend at a cottage with I don't know, we were 7 couples. I set up pickleball. Like, I literally had the net and it snaps. It's so easy. It's Vivian proof. Like, snaps, and they number it. It's not like IKEA furniture. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Oh, I'm very familiar. Yeah, no kidding.
Like, if I can put this together, anyone can. And I find the camaraderie with this sport is unparalleled to anything else I've ever been a part of. I
would agree.
We'll do, a coffee after a season, like where everyone together and we just all socialize. And then one girls organized to go to have drinks, and it's just social, and everyone loves everyone. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's a little surreal, because in my group generally, there's a lot of people that I play with that I would not probably hang out with in a normal atmosphere, with different ideologies, different backgrounds, just different parts of the valley they live in. And this sport has, like you said, it's become so communal. And that's really it.
Yeah. And definitely. And I agree with you, because I've socialized with people from all walks of life, all ages, and it doesn't matter. Like, I just want to kick your ass, man. Like, no.
That's why I hit this wiffle ball.
No, but I enjoy it so much, and I enjoy the personalities, and I enjoy I get a lot of steps in, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, it's good for me from a physical perspective, social, really everything. And even pros are getting into it. So.
Right. Absolutely. So before we get you out of here, let's talk about the future of the Pickleball Addict. Obviously, where do you see this going? What do you want? Are you working on a particular line right now, or are there things coming that we should know about?
So right now, I'm settled with all the graphics I have, because I've put a lot of time and effort into them. Tumblers, mugs, they're set. The bags are now my newborn babies, and I am cultivating, and I'm just looking now at expanding, because I really have 3 styles. It's not a lot. However, been received it's so positively. I'm so over the moon. So what I'm going to be doing is just introducing more colors, more styles, more utility to them. And I'm listening to what people are saying in terms of, oh, this is really good. I put my water bottle in one of the mesh holders. Oh, I put my pickleballs when I lose my can holder.
Right.
So I'm just going with different styles now. That's where my focus is going to be. And I hope that I can bring this, and men's, because right now it's geared to women. I want to have at least colors that men will be proud to sport on that court, and, wear it in good health and good times.
Yeah, I love the bags. I mean, yeah, the men's stuff should be pretty cool to see. Yeah, that's something to think about. But like, what kind of styling, what kind of color combinations, what would men dig? What kind of maybe decal? I don't know. Yeah, well, you'll come up with it. You're a genius.
Wow. I should be moving you from there to here, so for my ego.
No, I love your stuff, so I don't have any doubt what you come up with will be pretty cool because you're very creative, and obviously you're super, super into it, which I think is just as important as being creative. So,
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Hey, so the Pickleball Addict, you can find her on Instagram, hopefully more on Facebook. We will have all the links in the descriptions. Check out the site, and hey, if you get a chance to play with Vivian, be careful. She might swear at you. Hope you enjoyed our conversation today with Vivian, the Pickleball Addict. Check out the links in the description for her stuff. Pretty cool things coming out there. Endless ideas surrounding pickleball and merch and apparel. All right, folks, you know what to do. Hey, let's pickle. Hey, if you're looking for very, very comfortable court shoes, in fact, the most comfortable court shoes I've ever worn, and I've worn a lot of them over the years playing different sports, try Fitville. We have a link in the description that gets you $20 off your purchase.